I hope you finish The Sopranos, or else you should stay far away from She-Hulk episode 4. And just like the She-Hulk episode, this review has spoilers, so turn back now if you haven't caught the episode yet. She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 4 actually does a lot to improve the show and make it a more enjoyable experience. First and best, Boob Lawyer Man does not return in this episode. Next, we get to see more of the loving relationship between Jennifer Walters and her father. Even though she is literally a Hulk, her dad is at her place the morning after her attack to beef up security against the group of men that attacked her the night before and tried to steal her blood so they can spread Hulk powers to other people. It's a sweet scene, and the line about the shovel is even kind of funny. It doesn't really evolve either character, but the two actors have a nice chemistry together that does translate very well to the screen. Better than the revisit to the relationship with her dad, we finally get to see some of the life that Jennifer was so eager to get back to during her argument with her cousin Bruce Banner in episode 1. In addition to developing her career, Jennifer now wants to develop her personal life. It is an odd choice that the show depicts her bypassing her huge schedule for the day to create a dating profile instead, contradicting the I love and need my job character that's been previously established.
What else you gonna do as a Hulk?
Return to my career that I have spent years building.
But at least we see another side of this character. She goes on several bad dates over the course of the episode, one that's depicted as particularly awkward and awful, with the guy skimping out on at least splitting the check and essentially insulting her looks before he even leaves the table. So she takes her friend Nikki's advice, the paralegal cheerleader, to change her profile from featuring Jennifer to featuring her She-Hulk personality. I would love to say that when she makes this change, hilarity ensues, but that would be asking a little too much. The show had some funny moments in the preceding episode, but episode 4 comes back to kind of lacking them. Unlike Jennifer, She-Hulk lands a date with a steamy doctor who doesn't want to talk about himself but listen to her instead. Their date is going very well, but is interrupted by the episode's other plot. Wong is back this week, enlisting Jennifer's legal services to serve an injunction on Donnie Blaze, a Camartage dropout who kept his sling ring. Working as an unimpressive stage magician, Blaze uses the ring to send a volunteer from the audience through several dimensions before she ends up in Wong's home. Just like the Boob Lawyer Man, Madison,
with 2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think,
is a caricature of a woman from Fort Lauderdale. She's the cliché drunken airhead we've seen in countless other projects, and she's the one who ruins The Sopranos in this episode twice. Still, her end credits scene with Wong is kind of cute. It's not exactly funny, but it's probably the best part of the episode. And it's great to see Wong all around, and I hope he'll pop in again before this series ends. Back to the plot. Johnny Blaze inadvertently unleashes demons from another dimension onto his magic show audience. Wong recruits She-Hulk to help him, which is when the interruption to her date happens. This is the second time she's used her She-Hulk form to fight some sort of villain, but the first time she's been summoned into the larger superhero community to use her powers for good. Unfortunately, there is no acknowledgement of this moment, no examination of what it means to Jennifer and how it might change her life, especially since she was so adamant against becoming a superhero back in episode 1. Instead, Wong slings her back to her date with demon goo on her face, and she and her doctor head off to make sweet, sweet love in a scene that we saw from the trailer in which she carries him to the bedroom. When he sees her true human form the next morning, though, the doctor leaves. Jennifer expresses disappointment at that, and it's a rare moment of genuine emotion and humanity from this character that is actually appropriate to the situation in which she finds herself in. We end the episode with a process server coming to Jennifer's door to deliver the lawsuit papers filed by Titania, the superpowered influencer who Jennifer punched out back at the end of episode 1. Titania has trademarked the name She-Hulk. To sum it up, with relatable depictions of the boredom and disappointment of dating the wrong people, episode 4 of She-Hulk finally gives audiences a slice of Jennifer's life that is depicted more relatably and sensibly than her professional life has been. While this episode doesn't do too much to deepen the character or answer some of the burning questions that the series should have answered in its pilot, it's a steadier, more enjoyable episode than some of the others have been. You've probably noticed that this review is shorter than some of the others. I fully plan to continue to watch and review this series, but this episode was a little bit more about relationships and a little bit less about the overarching plot or wherever She-Hulk's journey is going, so this just happens to be a shorter review. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. It will really help kick this channel off the ground. Also, please leave a comment with ideas for other reviews and content you would like to see.